Namo Saraswati Devi, Namo Parvati Pataye, Namah. Namo Parvati Pataye, Namah. Ratnaikalpitamasanam himajale snanam cha devyambaram nanaratna vibhushitam mrigumada modam kitam chandanam jadi champaka belvapat prarachitam pushpam chadhupam tata Deepam Devadayanidhi Pashupate Ritakalpitam Gruhitam Ritakalpitam Gruhiyatam. Bolo Shankara Bhagavana ki Jai. Sisters and brothers, welcome again tonight to another episode of our Shiva Puran Katha. Tonight, my topic is Shiva Manas Puja, the mental worship of Lord Shiva. Adi Sankaracharya Maharaj, at a time when Hinduism was challenged in Bharatvarsh, he reintroduced some simple concept of puja and vidhi. To this day, most of those concepts is being followed in worship and puja. The Shiva Manas Stotra is a set of stotra that allows the devotee to do a mental worship unto Lord Shiva. He or she may not have all the ingredients, but when the devotee falls in devotion for the Lord, he mentally imagine the puja to Bhagavan Shiva. The very first verse is saying, O Lord, I meditate upon you mentally. Ratne kalpitam asanam himjalai. And mentally, I'm thinking of you and I'm doing your puja. What I did? Ratnai kalpitam asanam. The first thing I did was to make an asan of precious gems. You see, the imagination, when it works, it creates a different kind of union between the Bhakt and Bhagwan. And here the devotee saying that, Lord, I offer worship unto thee, him jalai snanam. And that lingam that I've placed on this asan, him jalai is referred to the water from the Ganges. I'm pouring it. I'm bathing this lingam. Snanam cha divyambaram. That I'm offering beautiful clothing and bedecking the Lord with beautiful gems. Nana ratna vibhushitam mrigamada. all these beautiful jewelry, that I offer to you. And the devotee is saying that I offered bay leaf, champa flowers, dhoop, which is agarbatti, deep, which is diya. And even though you may not go physically to the altar to do this puja, mentally you're worshipping Lord Shiva. It's a higher level of puja where the devotee now become saturated with the concept of puja with peace, and he offers to Bhagwan Shiva mentally. Then he continues that I offered all that my imagination can able to work with. I offer ghee, kheer, the fivefold fruits, milk, dahi, curd, fruits, and all that is in my imagination. So friends, just like how physically you will go to your altar, you'll bathe the lingam, you put flowers, bay leaves, fruits, all that you have to offer. Arati. But in this concept of mental worship, you're not doing any of those physically, but you're doing it mentally. Your imagination started to work. We have a very powerful imagination. This imagination that we have, it can allow us to feel so peaceful and happy. We imagine something beautiful in life, and what happens? For the rest of the day, we remain peaceful, calm, serene, because somehow our imagination get in contact with something that is noble or divine. Imagination also can go in the other direction. If we allow imagination to go in a negative way, you imagine something bad happen to you. You imagine an illness, you imagine a misfortune. Then what happens? It makes our day very unpleasant. It makes our day very disturbed. And that is why imagination and the mind, like they work hand in hand. Because when the imagination is peaceful, as my grandfather always used to say, if you imagine you win the lottery, what happened? You started to smile. You started to think, I'm going to do A, B, C with my winnings. I'll give this person, I will donate, I will share with my family, share with my friend. And you did not win the lottery. Just the imagination is telling you that. So, this mental worship unto Bhagwan Shiva has to do with the imagination of Bhagwan. And we're saying also, in my vision, I have the umbrella shades you. I have all the chatram, the fan, the mirror, all the music playing. The imagination is allowing us to put all that was practical into imagination when we do this puja to Bhagwan Shiva. And then the imagination go to a different dimension. A dimension that is solely in union and communion with God. This is what it takes us to. Atma tvam girijamati sahachara Pranam shariram griham pujate vishayopada harjana nirdhasama dhisthiti sanchara padayo pradakshana vidhi stotrani sarvagiro yad yad karma karomi tad tadakhilam shambhutau radhanam. We're saying to Bhagavan Shiva, तुम मेरा जीव है, आत्मा है. That Lord, you're my atma, the soul. My intellect is Girija, Parvati Ma. My sense organs are your attendants. My body is your temple. Ministering to the enjoyment of objects of the senses is my worship to you. My sleep, samadhi, is meditation. All the words spoken are hymns to you. Whatever work I do, all are your worship alone, O Bhagavan. This mantra takes our mental worship to a different level. Atma Tvam Girija Mati. This jiva that we have is from Bhagavan. So the devotee now recognize that this jiva, this soul, is you. And the next important thing in life is our intelligence. Girija. That intelligence is Parvati Ma. Jiva and intelligence. And there's one thing we must always remember. Allow intelligence to rule the mind. And the jiva, the soul, to rule intelligence. Never allow emotion to make decisions in life. Because emotions will base on the way we feel. Always allow intelligence to make the decision. Because when intelligence makes the decision, what happens? It will give us the factor to understand right and wrong. And we will be the first one to correct ourselves. We will not need someone to correct us. Because intelligence will tell us whether we are right and we are wrong. I think all of us have intelligence to know this. We know exactly when we are right and when we are wrong. But because we choose not to allow intelligence to make that decision, we allow emotion to cover intelligence. And then what happened? The emotion is telling the mind, even though you're wrong, don't say sorry. Even though you're wrong, do not accept. And that leads to ego. And the ego now is saying that, you know what? I am this, I am that. Never identify yourself with status and position in life. That can lose within a wink of an eye. At one time, you could be the president of a country, prime minister of a country, and at another time, you can lose that position. You can have the best job in the world, or be the most famous person. That also can be lost or face degradation in life. So the self-aggrandization we have from time to time, we need to put it at ease, remove it from our lives. Because self-aggrandization is something that only fuels the ego in our life. And here the devotee mentally is saying that Bhagavan, everything I do, my sense organs are your attendants. That is why what we say must be as if though we're saying it to the Lord. Wherever we go, whatever we do, whatever we undertake in our life, when this transformation happens to us, we are the same person, but we see the life differently. Nothing bothers us. Whether someone praise you or not, whether someone say bad about you, you will still smile with them and not have enmityship towards them. And that's a difficult thing to do. In today's world, the moment someone says something that you do not like, within a few seconds, not even a minute, we can change that to enmityship. Sometimes we can even be a friend. And what happened? Friendship can change to enmityship within a matter of moments. Why? Because we allow ego to come in between the decision of friends. Your best friend will be the person to tell you when you're wrong. And if they don't do that, they're not your friend. And the person who's going to tell your friend sometimes if they're wrong, you have to be cautious. You have to know when, where, and how to tell them. It's never okay to correct a person when in public, not even when another person is around. Always choose moments when you and that person are alone to tell them. Where you tell them is important. How you tell them, what word you use. Our vocabulary must be humble and kind. Make it in a suggestive way than make it in an imposing way. And every one of us have the intelligence to do that. So here we are saying to the Lord, allow my intelligence to rule so that it will tell me and direct me between right or wrong in my life. Bhagavan Shiva, these sense are your organs. And these sense organs are yours. It's yours. I cannot breathe without you. You know, we take life for granted sometimes, sisters and brothers. Because we get up every morning, we rush to school or work, rush and do all our chores, come back, take care of the home and the kids. All those are fabulous things that we have to do. But if we wake up in the morning and we cannot breathe or get up from our bed, all those things we can't do. That is why we pray. That is why we go to Mandir. We have to be grateful for this life we have. If we are not grateful for this life, this breath that we breathe, then we'll defeat the purpose of being a human being. So we are saying to Bhagavan Shiva, my sleep is in samadhi. I would like to share something that my professor at university told me a very long time ago. He said, if you want to understand what samadhi is, it's a state between sleep and wake. It's a difficult thing to explain. You have to experience it. He said, when you go to bed in the night, you just choose one mantra you like. For example, Om Namah Shivaya. And the moment you put your head on your pillow and your chores of the day is done and you close your eyes, you will start silently in your mind. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. or any mantra you like. And he said that it may not happen the first night. By now, you know, a habit to form take at least 21 days. And a habit to break also take at least 21 days. If you want to get routine in meditation, you have to do it for at least 21 days constantly. And if you want to break a habit also, at least for 21 days, don't do it. After 21 days, it becomes much more easier not to do it. And in building a habit also, having a habit also, you have to do it constantly for at least 21 days. And after 21 days, it becomes easier to grow that habit. So when samadhi is that state between wake and sleep. And when you chant a mantra, think positive, or have a serene music of meditation play, you see the difference it will make for you. And in this mantra we are saying, all this, whatever work I do, whatever I think of, it is all to you, O Bhagwan. Then the last of this mantra is saying, Om Karar Charam Kritam Va Kayajam Karma Va Sravananayana Jangva Manasam Va Paradham Vitam Avitam Va Sarvametak Chamasva Jai Jai Karanabdhe Shri Mahadeva Shambhu Jai Jai Karunabdhe Shri Mahadeva Shambhu Jai Jai Karunabdhe Shri Mahadeva Shambhu. In the final of this Shiva Mandir Stotra is where the devotee prostrate to God and asks for forgiveness. Even though he may perform all the puja, yajna, going to mandir, still he feels that he wants to ask God for forgiveness. Why? Karacharam kritam va kayajam. Lord, if I have spoken something harsh or inappropriate to anyone, forgive me. If I have looked at anyone in an inappropriate way. Today's world have the look, and the look is not always a pleasant one. Sometimes the look is a good thing. A mother may see a child in an audience and the child may not behave properly. The mother gives the child the look and the child knows right away, I am not doing something right. That's a positive thing. Or sometimes people give a look to people that is degrading. So here the Bhakta is saying, if I've looked at someone and they misinterpret my look, or I do it to them in a negative way, forgive me. If I hear something that I should have never heard in my life, then forgive me. If with this beautiful feet that you have given to me, God, I've gone somewhere that you should never be, forgive me for that. And importantly, with my hands, if I've done something wrong to anyone, forgive me. The devotees always ask the God for forgiveness, even though he or she may not knowingly or unknowingly do anything wrong. But just to be humble, the devotee choose this path, surrendering to God. Friends, we live in a society, we'll see every walk of life. And sometimes if we do not have self-control, we can be committed with arguments that will lead no way than to destruction and degradation in life. Sometimes we have to have the will to turn and look the other way. Not every situation we have to answer. Not every question deserves an answer. Sometimes the best answer is none at all. Say nothing. Sometimes in life, if we want to truly be happy, these senses, we really have to control them. See as if though we have never seen. Hear as if though we never heard. Speak as if though we never want to say anything wrong, and turn in a different direction. Because at the end of the day, it never worth it to be upset, to be worried, or to be disturbed by anyone or anything that does not worth it. And that is why the Shiva Manas Puja is a mental worship. If you can't go to your altar and you're driving to work or taking the bus to work, you can chant or just imagine you're bathing the lingam and throwing the abhishek, putting the flowers, doing the arati, because in your heart you're saying, Bhagwan, I'm never separated from you. You're always part of me. And when we can have that connection, then Manas Puja is the step we go after the physical puja. I hope tonight this brings some sort of peace and shanti and some very simple way help with your devotion leading up to Shivratri. At Shiva Mandir on Shivratri day we'll have puja starting from 6 p.m. 2370 Midland Avenue. And please support our Lingam project. 2 parts we have to sponsor one of these nights. You can call me directly at 416-451-7716. Or if you like to participate with one of the Lingams that will be blessed for 21 days in puja, you can call the number on the screen, Behen Sandra or Behen Indra, and they'll give you all the information. Please support us at Shiva Mandir. This project that we have for this new year is to find a home for our Mandir. You can be part of this family and help us to reach that goal. Bhagwan Shiva blessings to you. Bol Shankar Bhagwan ki jai.